Now with the most local news, this is 8 News Now, live local now.
And good afternoon. Thank you for joining us on the streaming channel at 2 p.m. I'm Kirsten Joyce.
And I'm Vanessa Murphy.
How's your day going? Yeah, we like you filling in. How's your day going,
Kirsten.
Vanessa?
Good. I am happy it is Friday. How about you?
Yes, it doesn't feel like one yet, but maybe it will come later today. But it's busy. We have so much to cover during this next half an hour. We are going to start with one of the stories our reporter has been following very closely for us. A local veteran pleading for some assistance now after he says ICE agents arrested his wife. We have a photo of the couple to share with you. Patrick Baha and his wife, Deanna. She left Moldova back in 2008 for seeking political asylum here in the States. She was denied a claim 10 years later. It did change her immigration status, but, you know, she married Baha, and so she felt she could likely get a green card and go through that approval process. So they've been waiting many, many years, and finally they had an appointment set up. And earlier this week, the pair and their attorney were in a U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services interview, and 5 minutes into it, she was arrested, and he's quite concerned, of course, as you can imagine. He says she works, she pays her taxes, she has kids, she has no criminal history, and it's very concerning for them, Vanessa.
Certainly. I mean, this is a family, as they explained to our Joshua Piguero, they thought they were doing the right thing here, showing up to the office, having an attorney with them, and then she still gets taken into custody. They say she's a mom. So this certainly puts a face on what is going on in our community and across the U.S.
Yeah, it definitely does. We'll be following their developments as they get updates they want to share with Joshua Piguero. So keep it here on 8 News Now for the latest with that.
And our next story, we're going to Henderson. We are talking about the Henderson Police Department. The headline on the story, this certainly sounds like a reporter James Schaefer type of story. The headline, Kirsten, Henderson Police Union contracts finalized. Sort of. So as James reported last night, employees will receive a 3.5% wage increase, annual retention bonus of $2,300, 15 years of service, and then $3,000 annually for 20 years of service after that. This is a one-year deal, retroactive. But as James explained, there was a back and forth. There was arbitration going on. The city and these unions just could not agree. We're talking about the police unions. Finally, they have an agreement, but again, it's retroactive. Now they have to start that whole process over again to get another deal. I mean, and Kirsten, if you talk to anyone who lives in Henderson, usually they love living there. They feel safe. They're usually...
You and we're not too far from each other.
That's right. But as far as City Hall and as far as what goes on, the politics inside that police department, we both know, as we've been reporting, it gets really messy there. So hopefully they can figure it out and find a better way to move forward.
Yeah, we've been sending James Schaefer. We've sent Kyle Payne. He's jumped out of the bushes to get reaction from people.
Yep.
Yes, in fact, he does. But yeah, like you mentioned, Vanessa, this decision they came to is retroactive. So they'll be getting checks for the retroactive pay that go back to last summer, in addition to the pay increases. And then they'll be back to the negotiation table. The city of Henderson saying it's preparing for that point for 2026 and beyond. All right. Well, there's nothing locals hate more than paying for parking, right?
Oh, my gosh. That's a bad word.
It is. And our family loves to go to the outdoor North Premium parking. Not parking. Well, it's free there with your Nevada ID, but we love to go to those outlets. And we also like to go to the indoor South Outlet Mall. And they've got something new going on there that we were alerted of just off the Warm Springs Road. In that particular area, there's some upfront plus parking. So you scan your QR code and you can pay $5, $11, or $17 and get up close parking right up near the building. And, here's what one shopper had to say about this.
When you're coming to these kind of things, you're not expecting to have to pay for the parking. You're expecting to just go spend your money in the mall.
I live 5 minutes from here. This is ridiculous. I don't live on the strip. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Vanessa, cue them in on just how little number of parking spots they're actually charging.
So what they're saying is it's 12 parking spots out of 2,500. But I think for a lot of people, especially Las Vegas locals, it's the principle. Like, we are leaving our homes, we're trying to give you business, and there's sort of another hurdle, another out-of-pocket cost to make it a little more challenging and a little more complicated. And I don't know about you, I don't enjoy shopping anymore. If I have to get something, I like to get it online. So there's another sort of reason for some people that they're just not going to go.
Yeah. Yeah. And also,
Daryl has a question.
I do think, though, that some people will take advantage of it because convenience, it's worth it to them. So let's say it's raining on one of the off days it is, right? And they're like, I don't want to get wet. And so they're like, I'm going to pay the money, right? There's always a certain amount that comes with convenience, and people will pay it.
That was my question. Back to school, Black Friday, Christmas, it's jam-packed. You don't want to do laps and laps and laps. You see the paid spot open. Are y'all taking it?
Yes. I'm lazy.
I will not take it for the principle. Also, Daryl, it's not even covered. So if it's like a hot day, 100+ degrees, it's not even a covered parking spot, right?
None of them really are unless you get the view next to a tree.
All right.
But I'm lazy. I probably would do it.
Understandable.
Yeah, I would. But I do love the parking also at the premium outlets. And just make sure, as we are all local here, you show your ID as you're leaving. Now, I will tell you, it's a finicky system. So I was stuck there for quite some time trying to leave the parking lot. I'm like, see my ID? See the parking thing?
Mm-hmm.
And then you hit the buzzer and you go, I'm a local, see? But you do hold people back up in line, and they do get frustrated.
So it was you who is holding up the
Well, I was not going to pay, okay, for that instance, Vanessa.
Okay, fair.
All right. All right, where are we at now? Let's see. Oh, we're talking the Colorado River water now, aren't we?
Well, Valentine's Day, right?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Going to
I skipped
Valentine's
ahead.
Day.
I apologize. Let's talk Valentine's Day, people. All right. Well, we're talking a little how to save some money. Now, if you've been waiting till the last minute, and that's okay, because plenty of you do, let's be real. It's life, life's busy. There are obviously ways to save. Now, you might just order flowers for your loved one from your favorite florist. And you know what? We totally support helping out small local businesses. But if you want to save some serious dough, go to Costco. They got lovely supplies. The grocery store, I have to say, Albertsons is pretty pricey. I told my husband, don't you dare buy me roses at Albertsons. I know
Trader Joe's.
Trader Joe's has wonderful options. Cards, you know that they can cost a fortune. I once bought this beautiful card. I picked it out. I went to Target. I was checking out, and then she tallied it up, and it was like $9 or $11. And I go, oh, no, I'm not getting that anymore. Come on, it's a card.
Yeah.
So if you don't want to pay $4 and up, you can go to the dollar store. You can go to Home Goods. Hello, Vanessa. You know their beautiful card aisle?
Oh, yes.
They're like
yes,
$2,
yes. Their gift
maybe
bags,
$3.
tissue paper.
Beautiful at Home Goods.
Totally.
And on 8 News Now at 4 tonight, we'll be talking about other ways you can save money with restaurants if you don't want to pay all that money for the restaurants. And there's just so many ways to save, guys, and you don't have to splurge. You really don't have to.
And that brings us to our question of the day with Daryl.
I'm surprised. Wow. So we wanted to know what is the preferred Valentine's Day gift amongst our viewers, and we gave you some options. And surprisingly, chocolates, good old chocolates, is running away in the vote. We put flowers, stuffed animal. You can't get away from the little things. Because if we were to put dinner or vacation or things like that, jewelry, then of course we're all going to pick that.
What about spa day?
Try to keep it fair.
How about a facial or a
that's
spa day,
nice.
Daryl?
Listen, Daryl could only come up with some 4
No,
basic
they were
options,
good. They were
Vanessa.
good. I appreciate that.
All of the above, if that's you, go for it. But let us know. We'll check back in on those. Scan the QR code, or you can go to 8newsnow.com/vote. It's always there. Which gift would you prefer for Valentine's Day? Is it the thought that counts, or do you need a little sweet tooth?
Give us those votes. All right. Thanks, Daryl. And our next story, we're going to talk about the Colorado River water deal deadline. Okay, so the states, we're talking about Nevada, Arizona, California, Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, and Wyoming cannot reach an agreement. Yeah. And Kirsten, I just got off a Zoom with John Ensminger, who handles, he heads the water authority here. And he essentially sort of blaming some of the states. This was sort of one of the first times we've seen him like clearly frustrated. They have to reach a deal. And his point is Nevada leads the way with water conservation. We do a really good job, right? We talk about our incentives, right, to remove your grass. Lots of different things that they create easier ways to save water for us. It's become our way of life.
Yes.
He is saying that the other states are not doing that, and he's talking about the upper basin states. So he's talking about Colorado, New Mexico, Utah, and Wyoming.
Yeah. And as you were mentioning, we've been conserving water for decades, since our water crisis began here in the 1960s. And we've had restrictions on our outdoor water use. Like you say, one day a week in the winter months. We're serious about that. We passed a bill back in May to get our water consumption by 25% reduced over the next decade. We've been removing this non-functional grass for the last 2 years, right? That decorative turf in the common areas, the medians.
Right.
We see all over the city of Henderson where they're getting rid of it. They're doing it to the desert landscaping. And that has to be done by January 1st of 2027. And just doing that alone will save 10% of the state's Colorado River water allocation each year. So we are certainly doing our part, and we can understand Ensminger's frustration.
And I think an important point here is because the states could not reach that agreement, the federal government steps in.
Yeah.
And he is saying, no, none of the states really want that, but that's what it's come to, Kirsten.
That's right. And of course, we'll have more tonight with your interview, Vanessa.
Thank you.
And keep it here. We're going to talk weather coming up, Vanessa, and a little more on your investigation, too. 8 News Now investigators
tease.
piece. Yes. We'll be right back.
Now with the most local news, this is 8 News Now, live local now.
Thank you for joining us. Vanessa, did you get any vitamin D today yet?
Not really.
Okay, well maybe
This weekend.
Okay,
baseball
there you go.
game.
Oh yeah, that'll be great.
How about you?
A little bit this morning with the dogs. Took them out. That always makes Daryl happy to hear that I took my dogs on walks. But let's find out if it will be a glorious weekend for this Valentine's Day with Mary Jane.
And happy Friday. So good to see you guys. It's shaping up to be a really nice forecast. We got a few clouds out there, but overall temperatures still remaining pretty warm, well into the upper 60s, including for Las Vegas, Henderson, and Boulder City. Winds will remain pretty light, and even leading into your weekend, it's shaping up to be quite a nice Valentine's Day. We're talking upper 60s even through midday and some low 60s by dinner time. We will start to see a little bit of cloud cover moving in for your Sunday, but overall a really nice forecast. A lot of changes moving in as we make our way into your Monday. That's that main moisture plume, and we are going to see widespread valley showers, heavy mountain snow, and also gusty conditions through your Tuesday, where wind speeds can be anywhere from at least 20 to 25 miles an hour. So with your 8-day forecast, as you take a look here, notice the big cool down on the way, lingering rain chances through your Wednesday and Thursday, and it really all depends on how quickly the storm moves in and out. So we could see a little bit more of those cooler conditions through the end of next week, with overnight lows moving in from the 40s to the 30s. That's a quick look at your weather forecast. Back to you in the streaming channel.
Thank you very much, Mary Jane. All right, Vanessa, this next story, we're talking about another shutdown for parts of the federal government expected this weekend as funding for DHS sets to expire on Saturday. Democrats do not want to fund the department unless Congress imposes these rules requiring officers identify themselves during these immigration crackdowns, remove their masks, and also obtain warrants to make arrests on private property. So you might be wondering, how does this impact what's happening across the nation? Well, Republicans say the work of ICE and Customs and Border Protection will mostly continue during this shutdown, despite demands for those ongoing changes. And we already know that Minnesota has a huge reduction in force of the ICE agents. But there will be other areas impacted as well. Vanessa, what can you tell us about the TSA?
Yeah, so this could affect the TSA. They will still screen passengers if this happens. Most of them considered essential workers. But, if this happens, which many people are hoping it doesn't, you have to feel for those employees. We just had the 43-day shutdown, right? Where we heard many stories where some of them had to pick up other jobs to pay their bills. So hopefully this is avoidable, Kirsten.
Definitely.
And now we are going to talk about our Investigators CTV show, Kirsten. So we have one coming up for the Investigator show Monday. It'll air first at 7 p.m. Monday. And I interviewed the executive director from Nevada Child Seekers. You see the video there. It's incredible how many kids go missing in the state of Nevada. We will talk about that in the episode. Most of them are runaways. Most of them are found. But she said there's about 200 cold cases where there is no movement and they are still looking for those children. We're both parents. It's one of those stories that just breaks your heart. And, they need volunteers. She also, Margarita Edwards, the executive director, said every parent should do this with their child. This is a child ID kit, which you hope it never comes to this. But she says it's a great idea where you swab them, you fingerprint them. God forbid something happens. She also has some great advice. I hope people watch this because really as a parent, I learned a lot. She talks about Roblox. Is that a yes or a no? She talks about an appropriate age for a cell phone. She talks about warning signs. So again, that'll air for the first time Monday evening at 7, Kirsten.
Ooh, I'm very interested to see
Thank
that
you.
as well. My goodness. Yeah. And going through that elementary school age, I remember at that age, they were always talking about the ID kits. And, great. That's really important. Roblox was such a popular game when my daughter was younger. But
it still is.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. We're looking forward to that, Vanessa.
Thank you.
I know something else you're looking forward to do is getting your bingo game
bingo.
on. But of course, and Circus is trying to restore some old Vegas by offering bingo. There are some 255 players that can now play. Games scheduled Thursdays through Sundays starting at 3. You can buy a full session package for $30. That's not too shabby. I will say, Vanessa, I haven't gotten into the bingo thing yet. Maybe in like
It's
20
fun.
years. But South Point has got its bingo going on. All right, when we go to the theater there, best kept secret or maybe not, but they have the cheapest prices for food and beverage at South Point and some good seats that do heat up and recline. They've got crazy amount of bingo sessions. Let me just say real quick, I looked up because I wanted to find out. 11 a.m., 1 p.m., 3 p.m., 5 p.m., 7 p.m., 9 p.m., 11 p.m. 7 sessions offered at South Point.
Wow. But so Circus though, one of my friends went and she said it was so much fun. Really? And we love that it's not electronic. You actually have to do it, right? You have to do a little work and keep track. So I want to check that out. Circus sort of gets a bad rap sometimes, right? But look, they have this new bingo. There are activities for kids. And I have to say the steakhouse in Circus is incredible. It is worth making the trip there. Just a little plug.
Yeah. You know, I used to do Adventure Dome. All eyes peeled, keeping an eye on everything. But, you know, I used to do Adventure Dome when my daughter was younger. She loved it, right? Yeah. All right, stay with us. We got a little more coming back, including our question of the day results. So please weigh in if you can.
Now with the most local news, this is 8 News Now, live local now.
Welcome back to this Valentine's Day Eve show. Let's go to Daryl Harris with the question of the day. Daryl.
Yes, love is in the air, right?
Sure.
We wanted to know what was your preferred Valentine's Day gift. We had a couple options. And good old chocolates. Good old chocolates is the winner out of this batch, at least. So,
And it better be good chocolate.
Yeah.
We're talking about like Godiva. What else?
The Stovers and the box. Do you guys really appreciate like the box, or does the person getting it need to just know your favorite chocolate?
They should know.
Yes. Definitely.
There's
Think
an
of
assignment. They need to
FLMs,
know the assignment, Daryl.
Lindor.
Do your homework.
Yes. Get the good stuff, people. Get the good stuff. Ooh, and you know what some people are going to do for Valentine's? They're going to go to the Mob Museum because it's free for locals tomorrow. Now, it's going to be busy, so you should also keep that in mind. But they do this every year. They offer it, which is fantastic. And, of course, there was the Valentine's Day Massacre. That's one of the first things you'll see when you walk into the Mob Museum. I hadn't been there in a couple years, Vanessa. And
I haven't been recently.
Yeah, so we're moving ahead to the Pahrump hot air balloons. There we go. We're going to get to the balloons in a moment. We know that's exciting too. But you can spend like an hour and a half up to 4 hours making your way through the Mob Museum.
Yeah.
It's as in depth as you want to go, as many things as you want to listen to and read. And I love it. I think it's fantastic.
I haven't been in a while. I'm going to have to go again.
Yeah,
But when I went, we enjoyed it. We had a great time. And then you can stay downtown, have some lunch.
Yes, go to Pizza Rock. And then they also have their cool thing downstairs. You have to have a special code off Facebook. It's the, what's the word? The speakeasy. Thank you, Daryl. Yes, it's
Love a
awesome.
good speakeasy.
Yeah, they bring you a drink and like a book. And there's live music. Okay, so that's for the nighttime activities.
Maybe not the most romantic throughout there, but like you said, you can split it up. After there, then you go get dinner, then you go. Things like that.
All right. And then what about Pahrump, Kirsten?
Oh, well, this is very exciting, too. You know, Mesquite just had its hot air balloon festival a couple weekends ago. And now Pahrump, we sent JC out this morning. He must have been up at midnight because he was live out there for us, bright and early. And he was talking with a lovely lady there who talked about how in town, if you want a balloon to land on your yard and you're okay with that, you put out a white sheet. And so they will land over the next couple of days. Really nice way to get the community involved. But there's plenty of music out there, drinks, food. If you'd like to go up in a balloon, I did go online and looked up some packages. You can book a morning launch ride for Saturday or Sunday. The festivities are Saturday 6 a.m. to 8 p.m., Sunday 6 a.m. to 5. But I will warn you, to book a morning launch ride, it is $400 a person. So I did want to find out the price to let you know whether you're going to go as an observer or a participant.
Or it could be a Valentine's Day gift.
It's a pretty nice gift.
You must really love the person to give them a $400 balloon ride.
There's going to be plenty of people who do that. But yeah, it's happening through the weekend. The weather's going to be beautiful for it. So.
And I hope everyone enjoys their weekend and has a lovely Valentine's Day.
Yes, and tune into 8 News Now at 4, 5, and 6 with us. And be safe this weekend, everybody.
Thanks.